Warning: this video contains sensitive topics that may cause discomfort and unease. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening, Kaiju fans. Valenquill here to talk about Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All-Out Attack. A film that was reminiscent of old Kaiju films such as Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, but with a deeper message of the original 1954 film about the atrocities of war and the horror that ensued. However, Godzilla was no longer an allegory for the hydrogen bomb, but a manifestation of the fallen spirits of World War II. Those that suffered through Unit 731, the Bataan Death March, the Marco Polo Bridge incident, and the Nanjing Massacre. These were all the spirits of this Godzilla, all locked inside this creature. This was a different interpretation that most Godzilla fans did not like in the franchise. At first, I did not like the film, but it wasn't for that particular reason. Admiral Tachibana was amazing with his conflict about, why are the guardian monsters attacking the humans. Mitsuki Takeda explains that the reason why they're not protecting Japan themselves, but the homeland, the mountains, the ocean, the wind. They're protecting all of it, not necessarily the people, because they weren't the only ones that suffered during World War II, and that most of Asia suffered. China, the Philippines, South Korea, to name a few. And that's what was so amazing to me about this film, is because I didn't really know about Unit 731 or any of that stuff until about, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. I didn't really do enough research on it, but when I did, and then when I watched GMK, and I'm like, oh my god. It's just, you have to watch it and observe it through that perspective. And something else to note is that Shusuke Kaneko originally wanted Varan and Anguirus to be in the film, but Toho argued with him and said that they wanted to keep it something familiar, so they stuck with King Ghidorah and Mothra, which is why they're completely different from their original counterparts.
This would be the first iteration of King Ghidorah where he isn't portrayed as a villain. This would prove to be problematic among fans. Fuyuki Shinada, who designed the suits, was disappointed that Varan had been replaced by King Ghidorah. He did reach a compromise with Toho by implementing Varan's face onto King Ghidorah's.
I would like to add that it would be awesome if Shusuke Kaneko got his movie recreated, the way he intended it to be viewed. That would be nice, because I don't feel that Toho gave him enough freedom, and that was because of the failure of Godzilla vs. Megaguirus. And something else. Shusuke Kaneko intended this version of Godzilla to be evil, but it begs the question, why? If this Godzilla is the spirits of all the fallen innocents, I'm talking about the people that were in Unit 731 that had experiments done on them. I don't want to say anymore. If we're to believe that those spirits inhabit this Godzilla, then why is he evil? It's, I don't know. It just makes you think. So, I don't think that it's fair to call this version of Godzilla completely evil, because the spirits are angry, and for reasonable reasons. Now, what they're doing is wrong, obviously, and vengeance. It's a vicious cycle. And that's really the only problem I have with this film, was that I felt that the message of the people that suffered during World War II, that passed away, I felt that their story should have been explored more, and it should have had deeper context to it. Why are they considered evil? And the only other thing I can think of that I did not like about GMK was, at first, it grew on me. It took a little while, but it grew on me, was Kawotani's score. Compared to his original scores with Gamera, they're phenomenal. But the score for this film, it just felt too electronic. It just did not reach out to me. I felt that it didn't really capture the horror of GMK. But other than that, those were my only problems.
Rie Ota's performance as Baragon marks the first time a stunt woman was used in the Godzilla series for the kaiju action. She also makes a brief cameo with her suit actor partner Akira Ohashi at the fishery that witnessed Godzilla's rise from the sea. Gmk is an amazing film with a powerful message about how the denial of one's past will eventually come back to haunt them and remind them of the horror that awaits if they continue to hide it in the shadows. Thank you for watching. What did you all think of Godzilla Giant Monsters All Out Attack? Let me know in the comments below, and I welcome you to join the madness.